In the news this week, parents say social media is hampering children's moral development. Boarding school teachers are told to use gender-neutral vocabulary, and scientists find even more reason to back ethical stem cells. Hello. Boarding school teachers are being told to use gender-neutral vocabulary to cater for transsexual pupils. Guidance issued by the Boarding Schools Association instructs teachers to address transsexual pupils as ze, ze and zem to avoid causing offence. It also endorses new descriptions including genderqueer and pansexual. Alex Thompson, Deputy Chief Executive of the Boarding Schools Association, claimed that there is something beyond the binary system of biological sex. Adults, for the first time, are meeting a pupil who says, "My name is Bill, but I wear a dress. One day I could be male or female or right in the middle." The Christian Institute has warned that the campaign in favour of transsexualism will only harm young people. Simon Calvert, Deputy Director for Public Affairs, said, "After a relentless media campaign to promote the idea that you can change sex, it is no surprise that there is an increase in the number of people reporting confusion over their gender identity. The number of people who've been issued with a full gender recognition certificate since the 2004 Act to change their legal birth sex is under 4,500, around 0.007% of the UK population. Forgiveness, honesty and humility are all lacking on social media, parents have said, as they expressed concerns about children's moral development. In a survey, only 15% of parents said sites such as Facebook provided a positive influence on a young person's character. However, they did also note that humour, appreciation of beauty and courage are prevalent across social media. The Jubilee Centre for Character and Virtues, part of the University of Birmingham, carried out the survey. Dr. Blair Morgan, a research fellow at the centre, said, "Social media is not going away, so by learning more about this relationship, we should be able to maximise the benefits of social media use and avoid the pitfalls." The survey questioned over 1,500 parents and found 40% were concerned or extremely concerned about the effect of the social media sites. School children in Scotland could be indoctrinated with teaching on lesbian, gay, bisexual and transsexual issues as a controversial campaign pushes for a nationwide rollout. First Minister Nicola Sturgeon has pledged her support for the Time for Inclusive Education campaign, or TIE, which aims to promote pro-LGBT views in schools. Glasgow and Edinburgh schools will pilot a training scheme by TIE in October, but the group wants training to be rolled out across the country as a required qualification for teachers. TIE calls for compulsory teaching on a number of LGBT issues, including same-sex parenting and pro-LGBT sex education. Former moderator of the Free Church of Scotland, Reverend David Robertson, has stressed that teachers do have a duty to answer questions, correct untruths and tackle prejudice, but called for the same standards to be applied to the bullying of Christian pupils. It would be excellent if Scottish teachers were trained in what real Christianity is and taught how to support those who are mocked, ridiculed and bullied because they believe in Jesus Christ. And finally, the potential of adult stem cells is becoming increasingly apparent after a series of scientific studies demonstrated their ability to treat serious conditions. Scientists working in the US have come up with a method to resurface worn-out hip joints using a layer of cartilage grown from a patient's own tissue. And researchers in Indonesia have praised a trial which used adult stem cells to tackle the painful symptoms of angina. They found that injecting stem cells from a patient's own bone marrow into their bloodstream helped relieve chest pain and boosted a patient's ability to exercise. We spoke to Chief Executive of the Christian Medical Fellowship, Dr. Peter Saunders, about why future research should focus on adult and not embryonic stem cells.
Well, we've been using adult stem cells for many years successfully in bone marrow transplants, but we now find they can be used to treat a variety of other conditions, and these recent studies show their use in joint and heart disease. They're ethically and easily extracted, they don't require much modification, and there's no problem with immune rejection because they come from the patient into which they're put. This makes them much better than embryonic stem cells, for which extraction is not ethical. It involves destruction of those embryos, and there are problems with uncontrolled growth, cancerous tumours, and also immune rejection.
Well, that's all for this week. For regular updates and information on all of our stories, plus much more, visit our website at christian.org.uk. Until next time, goodbye.